Michael Savage. Afternoons 3 to 7 on Talk 910 KNEW and online at 910KNEW.com. The Savage Nation on Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, in order to effect the appropriate disposition of individuals currently detained by the Department of Defense at Guantanamo, and promptly to close the detention facility at Guantanamo consistent with the national security and foreign policy interests of the United States and the interests of justice, I hereby order. And we then provide the process whereby Guantanamo will be closed no later than 1 year from now.
Bob, in that regard, my younger son, Cannon, he is 8. And he now says that he would like to be black. I'm not kidding. There's a lot of advantages to being black as in.
I am concerned, as I'm sure many of you are, that these jobs not simply go to high-skilled people who are already professionals or to white male construction workers.
Welcome to the terrible, terrible news, but you're living in a mini dictatorship run by Maoists, Marxists, Leninists, and other assorted dirtbags from the university's refuse pile who have crawled back out of the floorboards. If you think that executive orders are the way to run a nation, then you belong in the ex-Soviet Union. You belong in communist China under Mao Zedong. But if you don't understand what I'm saying to you, you better get up to speed. You better get up to speed. Here you have a Marxist millionaire named Robert Reich. He was the racist, red diaper dope baby cretin who worked for Bill Clinton as Secretary of Labor. He was the man who his feet never touched the ground on talk shows. He has a very large head and a very small body and an even smaller brain proportionate to his head. He had a Harridan wife who earned her degree from Harvard Law School and then stabbed Harvard in the back by immediately suing Harvard for gender discrimination because they did not make her a tenured professor immediately. This is the kind of deal you're working with here. This is the man now who is saying white males need not apply. This is the liberal Lilliputian Robert Reich. So the signals are out there. White males need not apply. Terrorists should have equal rights to non-terrorists. And I, Michael Savage, have a job. My job is to point out what I believe to be the truth, without regard to whether or not I'll get a guest the next day. I am America's best friend. I am an American national treasure. Call me Dr. Dissident. The phone number here is 1-800-449-8255. Dr. Dissident will take your calls now. New York City on WOR. Sergio, welcome to the program.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Dissident, Dr. Dissident. I'm special honored. My first was I missed to call you Dissident. Now I feel very special because I'm the first to call you Dr. Dissident. Listen, I'm a white male construction worker from New York City, and I'm boiled. My blood is boiling once, not once, but twice. First with white male construction workers, and second with a comment from someone who's before you, Brandon, a steamfitter from New York. I'm a steamfitter, Mr. Savage. In 1970, I went to apprenticeship school for 5 years. I'm a certified nuclear X-ray welder. From 1976 to 1981, I worked in the nuclear power industry. The nuclear power industry has 6,000 construction workers. I don't know if they were white male construction workers. No, they were not. We built this nation, and then with 3 Mile Island, it stopped. All right. Now, why this Brendan and turned around and said, well, you know what? We got to back Obama. Brendan should have turned around and said, we've got to back McCain. Do you know what one nuclear power plant does for every
let's focus on you as a skilled worker. Robert Reich, the Lilliputian, not only attacked white male construction workers, but he also said he wanted to make sure that the money doesn't go to high-skilled people who are already professionals. Is he suggesting that a jobs that such as you have and a skill such as you have can easily be turned over to an illegal alien from Mexico? They should be the ones doing welding in nuclear power plants and on nuclear submarines because their skin color is the right color? Is that what this Lilliputian is saying?
Well, let me respond to that, Michael. Every couple of months over here, we see all kinds of accidents in New York City. People are killed. People are dying. It's because the non-union and the illegals are getting in there, and they're getting themselves killed.
Now, are you talking about the crane accidents, the highly visible crane accidents in New York, for example?
I'm talking about 4- and 5- and 6-story buildings where they're we're undermining and their walls are collapsing on them and all kinds of inferior stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about.
I hear you. I understand what it is to be a craftsman as opposed to simply a laborer, and that's what you're talking about. But apparently you have the wrong skin color because under the new Obama regime, they're going to target the money to make sure it doesn't go to you.
Mr. Savage, it does go to us already. There are so much set-asides in every single program that's out there. There is 30% that has to go to minority biddings. There's 5% that has to go women. Ask Brendan what your qualification for the apprenticeship is, and they're going to find out that it's...
I understand that. There are already set-asides for minority contractors. I understand that. So why would Robert Reich, the Marxist millionaire, the Lilliputian, the red diaper doper baby, say that he wants to make sure that the money doesn't go to white male construction workers? Does that mean that the 70% of the money should not go to them at all? Is that what he's getting at? A man who has never used his hands for anything in his life other than signing decrees that condemn people to horrible existences? Look, I better stop right here, Sergio, because unless I point out what I think to be the right thing and the wrong thing in this country, we're going to be going right down the road of the Soviet Union. And I don't care how many worshipers of Obama are listening to me and are angry. I hope you're angry. I hope you're furious at what you've done to this country, that you've elected this creature, this college professor who you turned into God. And within 3 days, your college professor passed 5 executive orders. Now, what if he passed another executive order tomorrow that said all dissent in radio in the form of conservative talk radio, you wouldn't call it dissent, all conservative radio is hereby by executive order eliminated because it creates social disturbance. You'd go along with it, wouldn't you, you little Nazi goose steppers, you rats, you. I know who you are. I've known who you are all my life. I know who the left wing is. They're dangerous vermin. So we're in for it. Call me Dr. Dissident. I am a national treasure. Make no mistake about it. It is not the gay who is the dissident. They are the establishment. It is not the lesbian who is the dissident under Obama. They are the establishment. Make no mistake about it. It is not the illegal alien who is the dissident. They are now in power. Make no mistake about it. It is I, Michael Savage, who is the dissident. I am the dissident. Call me Dr. Dissident. I am dissent. I'll be right back.
Savage.